Hey guys, it's Great here. Today I'll be playing some Sabine because it was requested to me. I don't particularly like Sabine, even though I got her level 4. After they nerfed her like attack or whatever, or like her consecutive attack damage, she was never like the same. I kind of still played her a bit because, you know, I like her character design, but it's just that she's so clunky that she's not really worth playing, honestly. So I decided to play her in a hyper defensive deck. You'd be surprised, this is actually, I think, the best way to play Sabine because her damage isn't really good enough to be hyper aggressive, and she's not mobile enough either. And also, the main problem with Sabine is just that her animations are so terrible. Like, her roll is buggy. Like her Darksaber attack where she jumps in for like a double swipe or whatever is really crappy. It'll get you killed half the time, honestly. And like, there's just no reason to play Sabine over like Han Solo or something where his skill's good. But to be fair, Sabine's active ability is good, but it just like half the time I won't activate because if you die while doing it, it doesn't do anything. So, that's stun grenade there. Okay, so one thing that Tarkin's really weak to is tech units. So as you see, I'm putting down all my tech units first to give him a hard time. So he's just scrambling to go ahead and try to get some like units to deal with my whatever the fuck. So you see he's trying to use his area of effect. Now that he used his area of effect, I'm gonna go ahead and just Iron Mine this. This is good enough. I'm gonna go ahead and Rocket Trooper, and yeah, this should be plenty of damage for me, honestly. Well, like plenty of damage. It's not really plenty of damage, like 2 attacks. Okay, so he's gonna go ahead and try to backdoor this. This is really good for me, so like believe it or not. Actually, it's probably not. It's probably terrible for me. I think Sabine's just such a trash character. Like, there's no reason to play her, honestly. She's gonna use her skill. It's gonna do some damage to me. I'm just gonna go ahead and just blow up his tower. He's gonna focus me, stun me. He should be focusing the Yeti, but a little bit of a mistake by him. I'm gonna put a turret down just in case I die. He's obviously chasing me down. I see him putting down that skill. I'm gonna harass him with my Rebel Troopers, Pathfinders or whatever, and put a G&K droid while I continue to push. Just deal some damage here. I'm gonna die here, that's okay. Like, there's really nothing I could do, honestly, against Tarkin with such high level, no, not such high level, but the same card level as me. So this is kind of where like Sabine, you see Sabine's weakness where she can't do much. And it's just like, it's a little bit sad, but you know how it is. So since it's Tarkin, Iron Mine is actually very weak against him. So at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and just throw it out on his right tower because I don't know what else to do with it. It just will not do anything. Get some damage on him too. Like 2 ticks should be good. He's gonna stun me. He's gonna stand in the Iron Mine. I'm gonna dodge this. So I dodge that. That should be pretty good. And I'm gonna go ahead and put my turret down because I will never use that shit. And this, since my turret's down on the left side on accident, I meant to put it down in the middle, but I was actually blocking it myself. Yeah, I'm gonna kind of just put that down. So now that the Rocket Trooper's down, he's kind of forced to do something. And now that he's forced to do something, I actually will really enjoy this push. So now he's coming in. He's gonna go ahead and try to bait me with a switch or whatever the fuck. A little bit annoying, but nothing too big. So now G&K droid will be really good there. He used all of his energy. So now the G&K droid will be even harder to deal with, and I will tank for this G&K droid no matter what it takes. You can't slow down the G&K droid, boy. So now he's focusing on the G&K droid, but the thing is my Rocket Trooper's dealing an insane amount of damage, so it's going to be tough for him to come back from this one. This is perfect time for Auto Blaster Turret. So now I see him putting stuff on the right side. I'm not going to let him do it this time, even at the cost of like literally not letting it in my tower. So he's going to go ahead and iron that. So now that he's wasting a lot of other units on me, this is a perfect time to go ahead and put Rocket Trooper as soon as he uses area of effect. Now that he used some area of effect, I'm going to go ahead and attack this, Iron Mine this, and go ahead and just beat it up. There we go. Good game. So very defensive Tarkin, a little bit annoying to play against, but the way you can beat Tarkin is outvaluing the skills he can get with his, whatever the fuck it's called. What is it called? With his support cards. So I valued all his support cards through, you know, just sheer placement and order of placement. So that was a little bit of a tough game. I honestly didn't enjoy it too much. I don't like playing against Tarkin. I don't think it's fun. But, you know, this is how you do it. So as you notice, I'm not running Grenadier even in Sabine. That's because Grenadier is so outclassed by Partisan that there's literally no point running Grenadier in any situation ever. Because Partisan's so much infinitely better that it just doesn't make sense to run a Grenadier, especially since Grenadier can die to like basically anything, man. And Partisan, you know, can at least survive a TIE bomber. So now we're at this round. Honestly, I might need to take out GNK Droid out of this deck, but I kind of like it. So far, it's been really helping me with my slow pushers. As you see, he wastes a lot of damage trying to deal with it. And that just makes it a hard time for him. So I see him putting MTV Light Vehicle down. There's no reason to be aggressive against this character yet, because there's literally nothing I could do to him. Oh wow, he's putting a Rocket Trooper. So I'm going to go ahead and just focus a Rocket Trooper down. The fuck? So GNK Droid is a perfect unit here to be tanky. Since he wastes an aerial effect, I can go ahead and put down my other troopers. This is a perfect time for Rocket Trooper, because he has no area of effect. I'm going to go ahead and blow him up, use my skill. Kabam! Whoops. That's okay. So while he's focusing the GNK Droid, my Rocket Trooper is dealing constant damage in the back, and it's just so hard to deal with. You see how it just dealt half his tower damage, even though... fuck this, dude. I'm not taking those. So it sucks that he's lower level than me, so it's a little bit harder for him to deal with my higher leveled units. But, you know, it's not like... He's playing the best character in the game. He should be fine, honestly. So in this situation, Iron Mine is good, but the thing is, he's been playing so slow, but it's not good against this this character, but it's good against this matchup. So there's no reason to keep Iron Mine for this right now and then. So you see, he's trying to use a tanky unit to push me. That's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and put a Wookiee down. I'm gonna go ahead and try to fake tank. Oh, he put down Rocket Trooper on the other side. I saw it coming. Bad play. You don't just put Rocket Trooper and just hope to no skill. It doesn't work. Oh my gosh, dude. So since I was gonna die anyways, I might as well kill her unit. And, I mean, kill him. But like, you see that Darksaber attack is so fucking stupid. It literally just killed me by throwing me back into the turret after I positioned myself well. If I wasn't higher level, this guy would be so much harder. Ooh! He's spicy, dude. Thank God for turret, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and keep attacking. This is a good time to go ahead and use my explosives because he's got some units there. And GNK Droid this right side while I put down these Rebel Troopers to support me. I put the Rebel Troopers back a little bit too far. My mistake, but this should be an easy tower realistically. Like, there's nothing you can do here. It's too late. Alright, the tower's mine. I'm going to back out, get some heals. He put down the energy creating unit at 50 seconds left when I have both towers. Oof, mistake there. So I'm expecting him to fast push with MTV Light Vehicle. I think he just did that. So, ooh, did I get it in time? Yeah, I did get it just in time. So this is the perfect time to go ahead and just deal as much damage as I can to him possible. Blow this up. Oh, yeah, I blew it up just in time. Okay, so the reason why I used my skill there was because I obviously saw him trying to like create more units with the skill. Maybe not trying, but kind of just did anyways. So I'm gonna go ahead and spread out my units to make sure that that TIE fighters weren't useful. As you saw, they weren't useful because I spread it out properly. I'm not using the energy properly because I'm not paying attention well. So he's gonna take the energy pack. Well played. Rebel Demolicious on the side because he uses area of effect. Oh, what? All right. I mean, like. He's probably pissed because I'm a lot higher level than him, so I don't blame him too much. But realistically, he played really off what Thrawn should be doing. So what Thrawn needs to be doing in general, why is he running Rocket Stormtrooper on Thrawn? That's the first question. He shouldn't be doing that. So what he did that would help him easily win against this matchup is overpower my push with an even slower push. Or just overpower it because you're Thrawn, which is what he would probably do. So the main idea with this deck is to put Governor Price down first, put down Probe Droid, block it with your body of Probe Droid so it can't go very far, and then put down Dewback. And then after that, you'd want to put MTV Light Vehicle in the back with Bladesman to support you. And even, like, you can even save a TIE Fighter to deal with my Rebel Troopers and Pathfinders if, like, you find that necessary, instead of putting down Bladesman. So, like, he severely misplayed that as Thrawn. And I don't know, man. Like, if you play Thrawn properly, it's basically impossible to lose. You can tie as Thrawn because you're a very, very defensive character, but you can basically never lose if you play Thrawn properly. So that's something I do want to point out. So the only time Thrawn loses is when he overextends because he thinks he has too much power when he really doesn't. Because Thrawn can create so much power so quickly by spawning Stormtroopers. It's just insane. So against 40th Vader, I got to be extremely careful where I put my units because his skill to suck in all my units is called for the slash, but I don't know why it's just called slash. It should be called like force slash. That'd be way cooler, right? So his ability to suck in my units, especially my small ones, is really, really tough to deal with. Oh, no! Oh, he actually bombed me out of the... Okay, no, I took one tower shot. Fair enough. So his ability to suck in my small units makes my small units significantly less valuable, so that's why I just threw them away. There's no point even keeping them. So I'm just going to go ahead and put Rebel Demolitionist here, because I know he's playing passive, and then he's going to be forced to make a move here. Is he really not going to make a move? So I'm going to shoot him now. Oh, he put down Bladesman. Perfect. Getting Bladesman out of the way is super good for me. So I'm just going to go ahead and block my G&K droid so I can get the slowest push possible. He's going to have a super hard time dealing with this one. Oh boy. I don't know why he put that there, but I'm not even going to deal with it. It's so worthless. What the heavy gunners, dude? Alright, so I'm not even going to deal with that push. It's not worth it. Like, heavy gunners are so weak that it's not worth dealing with. If he's just going to stand here, I'm just going to kill him. So I'm just going to chase him down a little bit. The Pathfinders, put another G&K droid, put a Wookiee there. I'm just going to swarm his left side to force him, like, I'm not going to let you make a play is basically what I'm telling him. So I'm just going to go ahead and focus this down. I don't care if he kills me. Like, that doesn't really matter. Oh, nah, since I can avoid it, I'm going to dodge out of the way. Wow, that Sand Trooper shot had an infinite range, dude. That's insane. So that was like the easiest tower of my life. He's playing way too defensive as 40th Vader. There's literally no point playing 40th Vader if you're going to be that defensive, actually. He's playing the wrong character for him. So let's go with a tower. I'm going to take one tower shot. One MTV light vehicle shot so that the tower will tank the rest. So that my tower does not tank any more than it has to. He's like, wow, dude, my MTV light vehicle didn't even get any damage off. What a complete full of BS or whatever it is. So since my tower's there, I can go ahead and push the right side without my left side being too vulnerable. But my tower will expire soon, and there's... What? So I'm just going to go ahead and go in and go out. So if you just focus in and out with the heavy gunners as a trick, like they literally can't do anything. Because they'll focus you, take a while to charge up, and then they'll stop focusing you because you went out of range. So it's basically impossible for heavy gunners to actually do anything. Oh, bomber! Oh, I'm going to dash out of the way because he's going to use his area of effect. No! Iron Mine, please save me! Oh man, that was tough. So I'm going to just put Rebel Troopers here because they're squishy. I think he will focus my tower. That's okay. I need my Troopers more. I'm going to get him back out of the way because he's running a lot of support cards. He can TIE Fighter or bomb me without enough health. I'd be screwed. Since I know he has a very defensive deck, I'm not even worried about him pushing me. He can't push me. There's just literally no way he can push me. Oh, he sucked me into the heavy gunners. It was genius. It was genius. Oh, yeah. I didn't think about that combo. That's pretty smart, but too bad heavy gunners are so slow and bad that it's not even going to matter. Just Iron Mining. Alright. So he's probably pissed too. Playing against hyper defensive decks is kind of annoying. That's probably some of the strangest 40th Vader play I've ever seen. Like, 40th Vader is not a passive character. If you're playing him passively, you're playing him wrong. And wow, that was some very, very passive play. So as 40th Vader, you don't need to be running Wedge Droid. You don't need TIE Bomber either. I guess you can run TIE Bomber, but I don't think you need it. I think a better use on 40th Vader would be TIE Fighters, because you TIE Fighter and whatever's left, you can use your slash skill and destroy them after that. Or you don't even have to use TIE Fighters if the units are weak enough. You just don't even have to TIE Bomber then if that's the case. Sand Trooper's good. Blazeman good. Bright Control Trooper's good. He should be running like a dewback instead of Imperial Heavy Gunners, because as you just saw, he had nothing to tank for him except for light tank. The thing about light vehicle is that it's just so easy to deal with if that's the only vehicle, or if that's the only unit there, because it costs 5 energy to put that down, and it's fast, so you won't have enough time with that unit to build a slow push, because they'll just move halfway across the map before you even get to do anything. So a strange 40th Vader play, I would not recommend playing like that. If you can slow push us 40th Vader, that is fair. It is, like, slow pushing is aggressive in the sense that, like, you sacrifice being aggressive now to be even more aggressive in the future, right? So in that sense, that will work with 40th Vader. He can even play ultra aggressive 40th Vader where you just suicide push half the time. That will work too, but he didn't do any of that. So I was thinking about throwing my Rebel Troopers away, but it was too late to throw them away. He just dealt with them too easily. So as you see, I'm just cock blocking the shit out of my G&K droid. I don't want it to go anywhere without it, like, having my permission. So as you see, like, it's moving so slow because it just can't get anywhere with me standing in front of it. You like that stupid G&K droid? So you see, since it's so far, like, look how far his units are onto me. This is actually a good time to put in tower and then put in all these, like, tanky units. So now he has to go ahead and jump into me, and he's going to, right? He's going to use his skill. That's fine with me. I'm going ahead and put down whatever units I have, and this will just make it so hard for him to deal with. He's going to die here, most likely. Wow, he's actually very tanky. Never mind, he's not going to die. Jeez, what a tanky guy. I mean, it worked in theory, but like, I really thought he'd die to it at least, so I could put my rebel troopers and like fast push him. But maybe I'll get some damage. I'll go ahead and pop up here. Oh, I get these for free. Oh, I'm gonna back up just in case. Oh, he's gonna put bladesman, so he's gonna be aggressive on this push. This is when I'm gonna go ahead and back up because I know he has a lot of area of effect range. Oh, never mind. When I said push up, I fucking lied because obviously I felt like running into him for some reason. The fucking Darksaber is so broken, dude. I hate the card. I hate the fucking thing. If they just took away Darksaber, it'd actually be a huge buff to Sabine. He's going to use his skill, so that's why I use my skill preemptively. Since he doesn't have an area of effect anymore, it makes sense to put down all my swarm units. Oh, wait. Oh, that's a Sand Trooper? Whoops. So he's going to dive into my tower? Okay, this is a perfect time to put Rocket Trooper because he just can't deal with it right now. It's a little bit of a nerf to Rocket Trooper, by the way, for the fact that he can't just deal with things. So I'm going to stand in front of here, defend my Rocket Trooper. Okay, he uses the TIE Fighters, which is good. I'm okay with that. So I'm slightly winning by now, mainly because he's not, like, we're both playing hyper defensively, but my deck's more defensive than his, so I'm going to win this this passivity brawl out. So I'm going to go ahead and just put Ion Mine down, basically to force him to do something and deal some damage to his tower while I'm at it. There's literally no reason not to put Ion Mine down. So I'm going to put Turret a little bit in front of me. He's going to try to fake push me, but, you know, it's not going to work with me. I'm just going to keep attacking him. So I'm just going to keep putting down more units and more units because he uses areas of effect already. His left side cannot be, will easily be stopped because my turret's there. This is a perfect time for G&K Droid to just go ahead and there and tank for me, tank for all my other units. Never mind, it's just going to be annoying. Ooh, TIE. Oh, okay, I'm going to go ahead and just Ion Mine this because this is going to be really hard to deal with. Go ahead and focus his TIE Fighters, or whatever the fuck. No, it's not his TIE Fighters, his Bladesmen. So now he's stuck and he's not able to push my tower very easily, but he will be able to if he suicides. So since he's about to suicide, I'm going to go ahead and just push the right side. He put too many units on the left side. And now that he has my left side, it doesn't matter anymore because his right side is now mine. He spent way too much energy trying to deal with it. So good game by him. Well played, Krennic. I honestly got to say, well played. He's probably pissed. He's like, God damn it, dude. What he should have done is let his units go on the left side, but himself go on the right side to defend. Because Krennic is so good at killing units, it's insane. Because you saw how much like his area of effect destroyed my entire group of units. Even when I didn't think it reached my Rebel Demolitionist, it definitely did reach, and it fucked me up real bad. So yeah, good play by him. A strange deck, honestly. With like a deck like this, where you have no big units, you have to keep a small stream of units constantly. And the thing against like a hyper defensive deck that won't work unless you're Hera, because Hera can stun a tower indefinitely, and Krennic can't do that. So a little bit of a strange Krennic deck, and that's not something I'd recommend to most people unless you know what you're doing. Wow, 9 cards. I probably got like a unique or legendary. Please. Yeah, oh, fuck Bodhi Rook, dude. I'm trying to trade that card away. And by the way, I don't like Bodhi Rook because he's bad. He's actually one of the best characters in the game. I just fucking hate playing him because he's so boring. Like, if you think Sabine's boring, because Sabine, you actually have to be occasionally aggressive, you know. You slow push at least while you're being defensive. With Bodhi Rook, you literally sit there, you don't push, and you just play defensive until they push you, and then you stop them. That's all you do as Bodhi Rook. I can't stand it. It's too boring. Sabine's about as passive I'll go for a character. Her unique actually sucks, like, believe it or not, because there's no place for the unique. Like, alright, so you can use it as a tank, but why not, if you want to use it as a tank, why not just use Wookiee Warrior? If you want to use Area of Effect Clear, why not use Partisan instead? Like, it doesn't do anything that well, but it does a lot of things well. So it's a Jack of all trades card, but since it's a Jack of all trades, you can't really use it for anything specific. You can use it for aggressive pushes, but like if you want to use it for aggressive pushes, why not use a cheaper card like Rebel Troopers, which have effectively 4 times 8. It has like effectively the same health as Fen Ro when it comes to tanking turret shots. So there's no place in the deck for this card because it just costs too much for what it does, and it just doesn't do anything well enough. So yeah, that's it for then. And also, if they put the card to 2 energy, it'd be absolutely insane. At 3 energy, it's weak, but at 2 energy, it'd be absolutely insane. So anyways, yeah, that's it for Sabine gameplay. So next on the list is Baze, but like, God, I had level 1 Baze. I traded every card away from him because he was just so weak. Like, he was so weak, and he's still very, very weak. He's not worth a maining, honestly, unless you have like infinite money and you have him at level 5. Like a level 5 base is probably equivalent to like a level 4 character. He needs to be 1 level higher than the enemy to be slightly above them. Just slightly above them, not even like insanely above them, just slightly above them. And same thing with his unique. His unique is kind of like weak too. Like 4 energy for 1200 health unit? Are you kidding me? For 3 energy, I can put a 1500 health unit like Wookiee Warrior. Like, what the fuck? Like, what is this thing supposed to do? It does give you a buff, which is supposedly Adrenaline Potion for 2 energy, but it's not as good as Adrenaline Potion because it only buffs you. So it's like maybe like a 0.5 energy buff, like at most. And he has Area of Effect with his crossbow, but it's not that much damage. It would like, it just doesn't do anything that well. It's the same problem Sabine's unique has. It doesn't do anything well enough for. It's a jack of all trades. It's good at everything, but it's not especially good at anything. So it's just not worth running because it doesn't have a specific role in a deck. And every unit in this deck that I have can easily be justified and explained, like Yetis for tanking, auto blaster turrets for defense because I need a lot of defense. Unstable Gene Droids for slow pushing. I can occasionally get it off if I defend it well enough. Mine's a little bit low level compared to the most of the enemies I've faced, so probably not, but lately it's been high level for some reason. But anyways, yeah, like, it's hard to justify cards that have no place. Sorry I rambled for so long, dude. I forgot what time it was. Anyways, I'll see y'all next time. Make sure to check out the community highlights, guys, like, because that's really good. That's probably the best videos I'm going to make is analyzing other people's gameplay and helping them get better, because that's the best way I can think of helping the community out of everything. Sorry for the long ramble, and yeah, peace out, y'all. Have a good one. Also, send me your replays and gameplay or suggestions. I'd really like that. And check out the subreddit. Peace.